an outstanding college football defense, playing for a defensive-minded head coach that I think's pretty damn brilliant.
Well, howdy, everyone. Welcome into the TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs. We're outside the Rollo Insurance Studio, and obviously I'm not David Nuno. Nick Savage here. He took off. It's Friday. We're super swamped. Kay killing it. Luke, not so much. Has been more of a nuisance than help. Zoe, my right-hand partner, doing a great job helping me run the show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it today. We had OB, we had David Pollack, we had Billy Liucci, and we had the McKinney Bros on the program. Check it out.
They can both run. I think Riley Leonard is a more accomplished runner at this point than Connor, but Connor certainly has that ability. We saw it, for instance, against LSU in that big win. You know, the ability to take off and extend the drive. That's what Riley Leonard can do. Connor is probably a better passer overall, you know, at least from what I've seen. But there's no doubt that Riley Leonard is an excellent quarterback that did some great things at Duke. And he's a problem. Yeah. But Connor's a problem. They're both behind suspect offensive lines. What offensive line is going to help his quarterback the most? They both have receiving cores that are somewhat questionable. Without a doubt, they've got receivers with ability, but who's been a star on either team at this level? Nobody yet. So they're both looking for somebody to emerge as a star, but yet the quarterbacks both have star potential. Yeah, and maybe it's not even potential. Maybe it's already proven. So they don't go against each other, but when they're on the field, they create big problems for the defense because just having the right coverage isn't always going to be enough because they can throw the ball accurately and the ability to run if everything else is breaking down.
Follow me on this one. Let's just say, okay, that in this conversation, Riley Leonard's better with his legs than Connor. Okay? And I'm not saying that's a for sure, but let's just say that's okay. If that's the case, I will still say Connor is a much better thrower of the football than Riley Leonard is. So my point is, if Riley Leonard has the advantage there, Connor has it in the pocket.
Yeah. Is he a much better thrower? I haven't watched enough Riley Leonard. I've seen him play some games, and I've been impressed with him. But I have seen Connor. What I love about Connor is he's not trying to – not that anybody's trying to do this, but his completion percentages aren't boosted by always throwing check downs and always relying on the medium pass. If he sees an opportunity deep, Connor goes for it.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts on what you thought of A&M the last few years, and maybe has it changed with the hiring of Coach Elko?
First of all, I'm fully on the wagon. Yes, it's changed. It's changed dramatically. You look at Jimbo Fisher. Obviously, he had a great run at Florida State. Recruiting was not a problem, and talent wasn't a problem. You went to practice, you're like, ooh, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Like, you saw dudes everywhere, and you saw talent, and that wasn't the problem. But being able to gel talent and really maximize and develop, that's a different game, and that's a different strategy. And Jimbo Fisher won 12 games the last 2 seasons. Mike Elko won 16 at Duke. And we're not talking about hoop season. We're talking about football season. So, like, you talk about a guy that's kind of the opposite, that knows how to mesh talent, that knows how to bring people together, knows how to develop, knows how to coach ball. And so I just think that I think it's a massive upgrade. I'm a big Mike Elko fan. I think A&M is a place that just, like, you visit all around the country and you go, man, that place could be really good. That place could be good. A&M doesn't take a back seat to many people, man. I mean, they've got the resources. They've got the facilities. They've got money. We all know Texas has got money. So I think A&M is a place that this year is going to start something special for them. I think they can win 10 games. I think they can win 9 games. I think that's possible. And I think they're going to have a lot to say about people in the playoffs, too, and who makes the playoff and who doesn't. Like, you start the season with Notre Dame. Notre Dame doesn't have a lot of schedule a lot of tough games on the schedule. They got to come to you, just like Missouri has to come to you. LSU has to come to you. Texas at the end of the season, you might have a chance to ruin their playoff hopes at the end of the year. So I think Texas A&M is a stock. If I was buying, I'm buying as much as I can of it because I think it's on the ascend.
When I'm looking at matchups, I've talked this into the earth, I believe. I want to see the A&M receivers make plays against an elite secondary. Do I think this Notre Dame defense is like some of the Bama defenses A&M's faced, like recent Georgia defenses, or like some of the LSU defenses the Aggies have faced? No, not at all. Like the Clemson defenses back a few years ago, Jimbo's first 2 years, not at all. Remember those defenses had, like over the course of multiple classes, 5, 6, 7 first-round draft picks on them. This is not that. But this is, for this year, and for last year, an outstanding college football defense, playing for a defensive-minded head coach that I think's pretty damn brilliant on that side of the ball. And what you have are guys that came back, David, that should be playing NFL football right now, that should be competing for starting jobs in the NFL, particularly guys like Morrison. To me, Morrison and Watts in particular. And I know Howard Cross gets a ton of run too. I think he's really good. But I think Morrison and Watts would be like starting NFL guys today.
Yeah.
And they're starting in that secondary. And they return so much on that defensive side of the ball. And I think that matchup, A&M doesn't win this game unless the receivers in maroon and white make some plays. And they don't have to dominate, and there doesn't have to be a 100-yard receiver. But you've got to have guys that when we look up at the end of the game, we could sit here and go, man, those 4 or 5 grabs were really big. Mm-hmm. And there was a big play in there over the top, and then there was a really tough snag across the middle to keep that touchdown drive alive. And then so-and-so had a really strong game. 6 catches for 80 yards for Noah Thomas. You know, something like that. If that's what we're talking about, that to me will be enough. And I'd say the same thing for Notre Dame against the A&M secondary.
It's time for the Freak and the Sleeper of the Week. We'll start things off with the Freak of the Week, Steve McKinney.
The Freak of the Week. Hey, right on cue.
That was good.
That was good. Dude,
He goes, hey, like that was a good ending to it.
That was so great. You know, mine, this may not be a surprise, but I think Nick Scorton is going to be the Freak of the Week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let's think about it, dude. The guy led Big Ten in sacks last year. He's coming home, man. His first game at Kyle Field.
Be fired up.
This guy, yeah, he's going to be playing out of his mind. Like, there is no way this guy gets out of this game without at least 1 sack. He would be the guy on the sideline crying, like weeping after a win if he doesn't get a sack in this game. So I'm going Nick Scorton is going to be the Freak of the Week.
I like it.
Seth?
I'm going to go.
Oh, wait.
Let me just throw one more in there.
Oh.
That's the way you just name it, Bill. I'm going to you're pulling a Billy.
Hold on.
I just got one more. No. You have that right.
We were going to do like 2 each and shut you out. Okay.
No, wait, I'm next.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So you're screwing the whole plan up here, buddy.
Connor, man. I'm going with Connor.
Okay.
He's going to be the Freak of the Week for sure on my end. He's going to go out there with a new offensive system, which I am tremendously excited just to see what it all means. I mean, like, I've watched all this stuff on YouTube about Colin Klein's offense, and I've, like, tried to watch it in practice and figure out exactly what the scheme is. It's going to take a little bit of sitting and actually watching a whole game progress to go, okay, this is what we're doing. But I'm excited just to see what is going to happen out there and whether he's going to be running the ball a lot, which he can do, or whether he's going to be asked to pass the ball more, which he can also do. So I'm tremendously excited, and I think he's going to be the Freak of the Week for sure.
All right, y'all, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Keep watching all of our content. Follow us on X, Instagram, all that good stuff. We'll be back with you next week. Beat the hell out of Notre Dame.